Lincoln's last days revealed. 7. The assassination of Lincoln and its aftermath. The final days of the Civil War were overshadowed by tragedy. On April 14, 1865, just 5 days after General Robert E. Lee's surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, President Abraham Lincoln attended a performance of the play Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He was accompanied by his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, and members of the presidential box. During the third act of the play, John Wilkes Booth, a well-known actor and Confederate sympathizer, entered the box and shot Lincoln in the back of the head. Booth then leapt to the stage, reportedly shouting "Sic Semper Tyrannis," thus always to tyrants, before fleeing the theater. The president was carried across the street to the Peterson House, where he lingered in critical condition for several hours before dying the following morning, April 15, 1865. Lincoln's assassination sent shockwaves across the nation. Americans were plunged into mourning, and the celebrations of Union victory were tempered by grief and uncertainty. Lincoln had been the symbol of national unity and moral leadership, and his death left the country vulnerable at a crucial moment. The manhunt for Booth lasted 12 days. He was eventually located in a barn in Virginia, where he was killed by Union soldiers on April 26, 1865. Several co-conspirators were captured, tried, and executed, but the loss of Lincoln remained an indelible wound in the nation's history. In the aftermath of Lincoln's death, Vice President Andrew Johnson assumed the presidency. Johnson, a Southern Democrat loyal to the Union, faced the enormous task of guiding a deeply divided nation through Reconstruction, the period following the war aimed at reintegrating the Southern states and addressing the rights of newly freed African Americans. Reconstruction proved contentious. Johnson's lenient policies toward the South angered radical Republicans in Congress, who sought to enforce stricter measures to protect the civil rights of freedmen. Southern states enacted black codes, restrictive laws designed to limit the freedoms of African Americans, effectively trying to maintain a system similar to slavery. Meanwhile, the nation mourned the staggering human cost of the Civil War. Over 620,000 soldiers had died, representing nearly 2% of the American population at the time, with countless others wounded physically and psychologically. Entire communities in the South were devastated, with towns, farms, and cities destroyed, while the North faced the challenges of integrating returning veterans into civilian life. Despite the tremendous loss, the Union emerged victorious, and the war fundamentally transformed the United States. The Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment abolished slavery, redefining the nation's ideals of freedom and equality. Lincoln's vision of a reunited country endured, even as the road to reconciliation would prove long and arduous. The assassination of L.